Imagine a courtroom, not of earth, but of heaven itself. The air trembles with light, thrones stretch beyond sight, and in the center sits the Creator himself. Before him kneels an angel, radiant once, but dim now. His wings, once white as morning, are frayed with the dust of rebellion. Every angel who had once stood in this place had been condemned forever. But this one was different. His name was Sariel, and he is remembered as the only fallen angel in eternity who God forgave. But why him? What did he do to earn a second chance when no one else ever could? And what does his story mean for us? Because if there is mercy for an angel, maybe there is hope for you too. This is a story that begins before the world was born, plunges into the darkness of rebellion, and rises into the most unexpected act of grace heaven has ever seen. Before the first sunrise painted Eden, before the sound of a single human heartbeat, there was the council of the Watchers. They were not warriors like Michael. They were not messengers like Gabriel. They were guardians, observers set over God's creation. Among them was Sariel. He was not the largest or loudest. His armor bore no battle scars. His voice did not thunder. Instead, there was a quiet depth in his eyes to oversee the movement of the moon, marking time as God intended. Second, to watch over the spirits of humanity. From heaven's edge, Sariel often gazed down upon the newborn world. He watched Adam and Eve walk hand in hand through forests bursting with life, children laughing in streams, men shaping the first tools from stone. With each cycle of the moon, Sariel marked the rhythm of time, waiting for humanity to grow in wisdom. But he also felt something not all angels could understand: compassion. He saw their struggles, the sickness that struck without warning, the hunger that weakened even the strong, the dangers they stumbled into blindly. And compassion became his test. Among the Watchers, whispers began to stir. Why should we stand so far away? Why not walk among them? Why hide knowledge that could save them? Sariel knew the command: do not descend unless sent. God's knowledge was like fire, life-giving in its time, but deadly too soon. Yet one night, he looked down and saw a child sick in her mother's arms. He knew the cure, a simple plant that could break the fever, but it was forbidden. That night, his heart ached, and for the first time, he questioned the rule. Soon after, the Watchers gathered in secret upon Mount Hermon, 200 blazing figures beneath the stars. Their leader, Shemahaza, called out, "We have the power to end their suffering, but to do so, we must descend, not as spirits, but as men. Let us swear an oath together. If one falls, we all fall." Sariel's heart pounded. He thought of the sick child, of hungry families, of fearful mothers. And when the oath was sworn, he did not walk away. That night, they fell from heaven like stars. The humans rushed in awe to greet them, unafraid. Sariel taught them to read the moon, to plant and harvest, to use herbs for healing. By the firelight, he shared the stories of the stars. But not all that was taught was good. Others gave weapons of war, secrets of sorcery, arts that darkened the spirit. Sariel watched two men fight with blades forged from forbidden knowledge. Blood stained the ground. Pride, not sorrow, filled the killer's eyes. And in that moment, Sariel felt the sting of guilt. Then the Creator's voice came, not to his ears, but to his very soul. "Sariel, what have you done?" The sky above Mount Hermon cracked like glass. All creation held its breath, and then light came. Not gentle moonlight, not the glow of dawn, but a consuming fire of judgment. The Watchers were seized, not by human hands, but by angels of fire and wind. Some resisted, cursing God. Others wept in rage. Sariel bowed his head, broken. They were dragged to the throne room, a place so vast that stars burned like torches upon its walls, and at the center, the seat of the Creator. "You were given a place among the holy. You were trusted to watch over my children. Yet you descended. You defied. You corrupted." The judgment was final. The Watchers would be bound in chains beneath the earth until the day of judgment. No appeal. No second chance. Sariel felt the silence of separation from God, and for the first time, he understood what hell truly was. The others cursed and plotted vengeance. Sariel wept, not for himself, but for the damage he had caused. And in the shadows of that prison, he whispered words no angel had ever spoken before. "Lord, I am sorry." In that timeless prison, most angels hardened in bitterness. But Sariel prayed, not for release, not for glory, but for forgiveness. He prayed for the humans he had helped. He prayed for the brothers who mocked him. He prayed that if God gave him even the smallest chance to serve again, he would take it, even if no one ever remembered his name. One day, the silence broke. A presence filled the darkness like the scent of rain before storm. "Sariel, rise." The chains around him glowed, not with fire, but with a warm golden light. The others recoiled in disbelief. "Why him? Why not us?" they cried. But in a blink, Sariel was gone, drawn upward into the light. He stood again in the throne room, but this time not as a glorious watcher, only as a humbled servant, trembling. The Creator spoke. "You grieved not for your place, but for your sin. You sought not your glory, but my mercy. Rise, Sariel. Your chains are broken. I'm sending you again." Sariel bowed low. "Lord, am I worthy?" "No," said the Creator, "but my mercy makes you so." Sariel returned, not in brilliance, but in quiet. No blazing descent, no awestruck crowds. He walked unnoticed, serving in secret. He healed the sick not with forbidden knowledge, but with prayer. Some say he became an angel of healing, working alongside Raphael. Others say he guarded the moon once more, not to reveal mysteries, but to keep time in order. Whatever the title, one truth remained. Sariel was the only fallen angel restored, not because he never fell, but because he repented. One day, the voice came again. "Sariel, your time is almost done, but before you return, there is one last task. In the north, a village has turned cold and violent. Yet within it lives a child who still whispers to me. Protect her, guide her, and bring her faith into the light." Sariel found her, an orphan, praying each night in secret. He could not reveal himself in glory, so he came as a simple traveler. He repaired roofs, carried water, left firewood at doors. For her, he became a friend, teaching her kindness, courage, and faith. Her light spread. Slowly, the village softened. But when fire struck, she was trapped in the flames. Sariel rushed in, shielding her with his body. She looked up at him through smoke and tears. "You're an angel." Sariel smiled faintly. "No, I'm just someone God forgave." And then he was gone. When a voice came again, it was final. "It is finished." Sariel rose once more before the throne, but this time there was no fear. The Creator spoke. "Well done, Sariel. You guarded not with power, but with love. And so your place is secure." The halls of heaven blazed with light as Sariel took his place among the redeemed, not because he never fell, but because mercy lifted him up. Sariel's story isn't just about an angel. It's about us. We've all crossed lines we shouldn't have. We've all fallen short. But his life proves a truth the enemy wants us to forget. It's never too late to turn back. If there was hope for an angel, there is hope for you. So carry this story with you. Share it with someone who needs to know God's mercy is greater than their past. This is Bible Mysteries, where we uncover the hidden stories most people have never heard, but that can change everything. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and remember, mercy still speaks. If you found this story eye-opening, make sure to subscribe and join me every day as we uncover more hidden mysteries and powerful truths from the Bible.